I think that it's meaningful for these small community-based organizations to get this recognition. There's a little bit of a financial, it's a little bit of financial help to them. Frankly, I think it should be more. I think they should figure out a way to make these prizes carry an even bigger funding award, just because having worked in community-based conservation, I know how important those grants can be. So I think they should boost the Equator Prize, actually. But I think that in terms of fundraising and within their national scenario, it can be very, very meaningful for these groups to have won something like the Equator Prize, because it's a validation on their work. And I think apart from the direct support it lends them, it helps them in raising other support.
I feel extremely humbled, meeting the people that actually, they're actually two winners. They come from Indonesia, they come from my country. And this was actually their first time ever. They come to New York, overseas, and coming to this world with different language. And they were talking about their project so simply, and it's close to their heart, because this is actually what they do every day. And saving people, saving the nature, saving the biodiversity, and meeting them is a really like a huge experience, because I get to meet real heroes.
Indigenous cultures and the knowledge, we always like to look to the future, look to high technology, and look to the latest trends and the latest information, when in fact so often, as Churchill said, those who do not learn from the past are doomed to repeat it. And I think looking back and understanding that the wisdom and knowledge of indigenous cultures is a critical component to learning what we must learn so that we can move forward and build a sustainable planet for all of ourselves.
It's very important not only to give them, the real importance of their work for the communities, but also to listen to their voices.
Governments have an enormous amount to learn from individuals, communities, and that's what the Equator Initiative is all about. It's really an extraordinarily moving event.
Conservation of biodiversity has never been a more important issue because we have never seen the kind of loss of biodiversity that we're seeing right now. It's an extinction crisis going on, and we're talking about the web of life that basically sustains humanity.
The Millennium Development Goals, of course, stand by themselves, but they also have two bookends. One of those is the preservation of biodiversity, the other is energy policy. In both of those, you can't survive in the MDGs, you can't survive as a globe, you can't make any progress and lead to development without a real focus on preservation of biodiversity and the development of alternative renewable energy sources long term. So the MDGs, energy, biodiversity all come together, and I'm sure that among the winning programs of the Equator Initiative, we're going to see some very good examples of that.